Imagine walking onto a game show set filled with bright lights, eager contestants, and a charming host cracking jokes. Amid the audience's laughter, you probably wouldn't expect pure evil to be hiding in plain sight. But in 1978, that's exactly what happened. This is True Crime with Jackson, and today we're unraveling the chilling story of Rodney Alcala, a serial killer with a smile who managed to fool almost everyone. Born in 1943, Rodney Alcala's early life set the stage for what was to come. He was intelligent, scoring exceptionally high on IQ tests, and seemed to have every advantage, but beneath the surface, there were cracks. After his father abandoned the family, things began to spiral. Alcala joined the army at 17, but he suffered a nervous breakdown and was honorably discharged. From there, fiction and reality blurred. He was handsome, a photographer, and dangerously manipulative, a classic predator hiding behind charm. His story really begins in 1968 in Los Angeles. That year, an 8-year-old girl named Tali Shapiro was lured into Alcala's car with the promise of a ride to school. A passing motorist called police after witnessing the abduction. When officers arrived at Rodney's apartment, they found Tali barely clinging to life, but Alcala had slipped out the back door, vanishing into thin air. It was only the beginning. Rodney Alcala made his way to New York, enrolled in film school under an alias, and for years managed to evade authorities, living a double life. It wasn't until 1971 when 2 flight attendants recognized his face on an FBI Most Wanted poster that Alcala was finally arrested. But even then, the breaks kept coming his way. Thanks to changing testimony and plea deals, he spent just a few years behind bars before being paroled. It almost didn't matter. Once free, Alcala picked up right where he left off. Through the 1970s, women and teenage girls started to disappear. Bodies began turning up across California and New York, all killed with chilling brutality, strangulation, beating, and assault. Authorities suspected a single perpetrator, but the cases seemed unconnected. Alcala was meticulous. He used different names, moved states, and leveraged his photography to lure out victims, often taking portfolio photos before attacking. The story takes its strangest turn in 1978 when Rodney Alcala appeared as Bachelor Number 1 on the television show The Dating Game. On live TV, he laughed, flirted, and even managed to win the game, selected by the contestant as her ideal date. Astoundingly, the woman later changed her mind, saying something about Alcala felt off. She didn't know how lucky she'd been. Even while TV cameras pointed his way, women continued to vanish. In 1979, the murder of a 12-year-old girl in Huntington Beach reignited nationwide attention. Desperate, police reached out to the public. One by one, witnesses placed Alcala at the scenes of several crimes. It was only when they searched his rented storage unit that the reality fully emerged. Boxes filled with thousands of photographs, trophies, and personal items taken from victims. The evidence was overwhelming. Authorities feared the photos hinted at even more crimes than they could imagine. What's especially chilling about Rodney Alcala was his ability to blend in. He taught school children, mingled with art students, and seemed, on the surface, almost normal. But detectives began to tie his name to 7 murders across California and New York. Victims ranging from just 12 to 31 years old. In court, Rodney decided to represent himself. He grilled witnesses, spun elaborate stories, and to the horror of the jurors, played Arlo Guthrie's Alice's Restaurant and rambled on for hours. It didn't help his case. DNA evidence, mounting testimonies, and forensic links sealed his fate. In 2010, after 3 decades of trials and appeals, Rodney Alcala was convicted and sentenced to death for 5 murders. More charges would follow. Eventually, he'd be convicted of 7, but law enforcement believes the true number may be much higher. Some even call him the dating game killer, immortalizing his bizarre brush with fame. Until his death in 2021, Alcala maintained his innocence, never showing much remorse. But for families whose loved ones never came home, justice had taken far too long. The case remains an uneasy reminder. Sometimes evil hides in the brightest places, and sometimes the face on television isn't just there for entertainment. This is True Crime with Jackson. If you want to dig deeper, there are still hundreds of photographs found in Alcala's collection. Police have released many, searching for identities and answers that may never come. In the shadows of a game show, a predator fooled the world. Stay sharp, stay safe, and as always, thank you for watching.